Fabulous. Thanks a lot, Margaret, and the foundership team for making this happen. And I hope to be of good value to my fellow community members.
Definitely, definitely. Looking forward to the session.
Thank you very much for that. And I will wait for you to give me a go ahead to get started. Okay,
Yep,
correct?
will do. We'll just wait for about 5 minutes and then we'll start. I'll give a brief overview of the event and post which I'll give you the flow of the session.
So then I'm going to play something for people who are just joining in. I'm going
Correct.
to play some lounge music while I continue.
Definitely feel free to calm yourself down. We already have people joining in on the YouTube stream.
Brilliant. Welcome.
Okay, I guess we're good to go. So, yeah, welcome to the live show of Web3 Tools organized by Foundership. To those who don't know about Foundership, Foundership is a Web3 accelerator providing incubation to Web3 startups through its programs Xerex Camp and Launch Camp. To know more, kindly visit our website at foundershiphq.com. Haven't we all been stuck at a project for a long time, figuring out which bug has been the cause of our poor mental health? Well, my camera has also been bugging me with the same problems. Bugs in products pose challenges as they can occur at any stage of development, disrupting workflow and impacting user experience. They are often unpredictable and can have a cascading effect on project timelines and overall product quality. Effective bug tracking and management systems are essential to identify, track, and resolve bugs systematically. Collaborative bug tracking software facilitates communication and knowledge sharing among team members, expediting bug resolution. By leveraging such tools like Bugasura, teams can minimize the impact of bugs, ensuring higher product quality and user satisfaction. Today, Pradeep, founder CEO at Bugasura, will give you a walkthrough on how to build quality Web3 products with an efficient bug tracker. The live chat has been enabled for questions. Do feel free to clarify your doubts over the chat. Over to you, Pradeep.
Thank you very much, Vardit, and the foundership team. The foundership team has been doing a fab job supporting the Web3 community, in large, and there has been a lot of great positive outcomes because of the foundership community, and I am extremely glad and honored to be a part of this community, to be a part of support group of this community, to be a cheerleader of this community. Um, and just as how Vardit mentioned about bugs, to give you a quick background, I am completing 20 years in the space of testing and quality engineering this month, the next month actually, and over these 2 decades, I have used plenty of trackers and product management tools and project management tools, and this has led me to build, me and my partners build a new age tracker. Why is a new age tracker? And I want to just show you something. I just want to start presenting. I share my screen first. It's asking me to select a window, and let me just entire screen. I think entire screen is the best thing to do. Okay, awesome. So look at this. The Web two world. Uh, so what's the difference between a Web two world and a Web three world? Is that I think in Web three world, people started taking security and bugs a lot more seriously, and there are plenty of platforms that started to come up just to manage the bug bounty platform. Okay, look at it, right? So that's one of the good things to happen because of the Web3 communities, and the seriousness that people have about what's it, getting their smart contracts audited, getting their bugs actually squashed. So what I decided to do as a part of prep for this is to look at one of the projects that had put themselves up in the what's it, Immunify, and I picked up the Akala Foundation, and tried reporting a sample bug. Okay, this looks fabulous. This looks great, but this is very dev savvy stuff, developer savvy stuff. So I love this for a developer savvy stuff, and all of us get this developer savvy stuff, and then we fix these bugs, and then we go live. And I think so this is where we wanted to bring some help in terms of trying to uh, help the Web3 community have more the new age, right? So if you look at this whole what's the experience that Immunify built in for a bug bounty program, is that they were able to build in a new age, a modern problem statement solved kind of a platform. So similarly, what we decided to do is to say, is to start to look at what are the modern day problems. And I think the Web3 community has modern day problems, and we wanted to build certain things for the modern day builders in itself, right? So we built a product, Bugasura, which is a bug tracker, but it also focuses. The vision of Bugasura is to focus on, the whole bug lifecycle management. This is what we're trying to do. And as a part of that, what some of the principles that we have, I just want to quickly show you what we do is that, as a part of the principle of how we're building, we want to simplify things. We don't want to become a feature factory. I think this is not the first time we're building a product, so obviously we understand that that we can become a feature factory and we can start keep rolling out a lot of features. So one of the things that we decided to do is to say that we will have very little stuff, we will have very simple stuff, and we believe that people love simple, clear, crisp things, and that's the philosophy behind how we're building Bagasura. And we are sort of give an example. We have 3 sprints for every 3 sprints we add features, we have 1 sprint to remove features. So that's how we're trying to simplify a whole lot of stuff, to the extent that we now know the good things about our product and the shitty things about our product, what's say ourselves. Now, so what I want to do is to give you people a quick demo of what's say how the Web3 community can leverage our product, uh, and get more useful feedback from customers. Now, I want to go back to what I showed you in Immunify. This is a developer savvy one, and it's difficult for your customers, for your enterprise customers, for your B2C customers to report bugs and for you to track them, right? So one of the things that we started to do is to actually build a simple, what's it build a simple public tracker. So as a part of a public tracker, you get a public URL, and you start to and you start to focus on getting your customers to report bugs easily. So we made every simple interface simple and clean, so that your customers can do it. Now, what I did is, I set up, as an example, I set up a very simple tracker, very relevant to the Web3 part of it. And I asked my colleagues to comment and to give you a flavor of how it would look if the customers actually reported bugs, and if you were to fix these bugs. So this is what we did. And we tried to simplify the whole thing for your, what's say, customers, okay, to act and to provide, what's say, feedback. Now, usually customers providing feedback, they need a lot more simplified interface. They need a lot of simplified interface. They don't understand things like severity, priority, and a whole lot of what's the things like that. So one of the things that we did is to help build a simplifier, is to help build a simplifier for you, for anyone who wants to play around, where they can actually go and customize and make things that is relevant over to them. So we have a very highly intuitive interface for them to play around with, and they can simplify what they want to see, what they don't want to see, what they like, for example, if I want to just get the summary, I can just hide this off, and what's the stuff like that, right? So this is how we did it. But now I'm sure what you're thinking about, the customers are not exposed to bug trackers. which is the reason why there's another thing that we have done, which I just wanted to show you as a video, okay, is that we built a widget. We built a widget for your customers to report issues. This is available for both web and mobile. Is that so once you integrate it along with your platform, this widget, you know what's it? So this widget. Records a few screenshots. So when they say I found a bug, the last three steps is already recorded, and the customers can actually easily annotate on the bugs that they have found, and that way they can just edit and annotate, and they can just submit this bug out, and it goes and sits back into your tracker, like the way that you're seeing over here, uh, like the way that you're actually what's seeing over here. So there are a few Web3 communities using Web3 product companies like SocioMe and a few others, what's outside India, who are using this right now. And there are also a few open source community folks who are using it. I'm just showing what's one of them. It is becoming easier for them to get user feedback, and to track and give a visibility. I think when we're talking about a Web3 community, we're talking about decentralization, we're talking about transparency and all of that stuff. And I think the way that we are looking at the future is also that the founders want to provide more and more visibility to their users and their customers to build trust. And I think the concept of building in public, largely signifies that you're building trust by making things transparent, which includes how are you addressing the bug, how are you addressing the bug that the customers are reporting. For example, okay, this bug was reported by a user of this product, and the owner of this product comes and says, hey, I've updated. Now you can actually try to see if you want to retest this out, if you're still facing it, if you are facing any other what's a kind of issue. So this way, this is a great visibility. And this particular free software, what's a creator and founder has been able to build a lot of trust and visibility to their user base and customer base, and grow the credibility. And what's a the concept of eat your own dog food. We have our own life support, okay, what's say out here, which includes bugs, improvements, issues, and feedback. Now you might be asking a question about, like, hey, so isn't there already a user feedback tool, and why should we use this and stuff like that? I think that there is plenty available. Okay, look, right, the same question somebody is going to ask about your startup is going to be asked about every startup. It's like, hey, how are you different? So I think, as I mentioned to you, we are focusing on we are heavily focusing on the idea that the modern age founders are looking at things a lot more simpler, a lot more easier, a lot more flexible for them to be able to get the user feedback. Now, if you look at the thought process that we are actually putting into our product, is about how can we make it far more simple for your customers and users to report bugs, and for you to bring in this visibility. So for that being our core focus, one of the things that we are doing is that when Web3 community folks sign up with us, we get on a call with them and understand what kind of challenges they're facing, to bring feedback from their customers, specifically bugs. I think once a company becomes large, there is a lot of other kinds of problems that comes in, like I have payment issues, I have that issue, I have this issue. which some companies are handling also through this, but we strongly encourage a proper ticketing system for that, proper support system for that. But this one specifically we are looking at largely for bugs and bugs only. So that's a little quick nutshell of why we're building it and how we're building it, and and how this can be extremely helpful for the Web3 community, to make it happen. So with that, that's a quick, demo of the product. And I'd like to see if there is anyone who wants to ask a question about it, who wants to know more about the philosophy of how we're building this, and would be happy to take those questions and answer them. Otherwise, I have a few other things to share. In terms of the philosophy of building in itself, because for me as a founder, that's a very close topic to my chest. About the philosophy of building a product which is helpful, for the Web3 community, given the kind of changes that are happening today, and all of that stuff. So I will try to go back to Vardit and check with him if there are people who want to come in and ask questions, or should I continue to share a few more minutes about the philosophy of building this, and how as an ecosystem we can put this to good use. And before I call Vardit again, I can also tell you that so if you have any since this is for the foundership community, we want to open it up for some kind of of an opportunity for you to give it a try. And one, not just give us feedback, is that to see if the kind of problem statements, the modern age problem statements that you have fits in, and what are the modern problem statements that you want to get it addressed. And we will be happy to work with you on that, and get things going. And we can look at having you on board, and bringing in very good feedback on that sense. So Vardit, I'm going to go back to you and ask you if there are people already in to ask any questions about it, or should I go on a little bit more about the philosophy of how we're building this?
Sure. This was, in a way, it was very interesting, and I think we can finally look forward to a world without dealing and finding bugs for hours. And currently, I think there are no questions from the chat, or there is no one who's willing to ask a question. So I
Okay.
guess you've made your point very clear, so that people don't have any kind of queries. But I
Thank
did
you.
have a few questions which came up to my mind, and
Sure.
there's just a few questions like, what sets Bugasura apart from other bug tracking software options in the market?
Yes. So the existing products that are there in the market have been there they were built for the Web 1 era. They are a legacy product. They're legacy products, and also they've become huge. So for companies to move fast, it's become very difficult for them to use, like small companies want to be nimble and fast, have to pull a mammoth in the name of a bug tracker, which is primarily the reason why a lot of small companies say, I'll manage it on Excel, I'll manage it on a Google sheet, or some sort, right? So this is on one side. The other thing is that those who attempted to build a bug tracker have always been forced by the ecosystem to build a project management also into it. Like for instance, right now we do have more than 25 paying customers, but there were at least another 50 potential paying customers who said, we will use this and pay for this if you were to add project management to it, right? So we are not just counting how much revenue we are making, we are also counting how much revenue we are saying no to, because we understand that all of those people who have attempted to build a bug tracker to really deep down solve that problem for the modern age, who also ended up building a project management tool, have again replicated a mammoth into their product. And what happens in such cases is that when small companies begin to adapt these things, they again have to pull a mammoth together. So one absolutely big differentiator of Bugasura to any other bug tracking software out there is that we are absolutely saying no to building a project management tool. But that said, we are integrating with all project management tools so that project management and bug tracking have its own specialization. So most of the cases, what happens is that people develop a project management tool into a bug tracker, and that's where their project slows down. So in the intro you gave, you mentioned that a lot of companies, like even last week there was a company who told us that we have the whole tool stack with us, but we don't exactly know why certain things are moving slow. Now the simple thing is about the visibility part of it. And yeah, I think this is where Bagasura focuses and says that we absolutely understand what slows down, what causes productivity loss, for engineering teams and product teams. And that's where we come in. And that one big difference is that we are inch wide, mile deep. We are going to go inch wide, mile deep in solving the bug tracking, the bug ecosystem problem, the bug management, the whole of the bug life cycle problem. Be it about how developers understand bugs, be it about how QA people report bugs, be it about how users report bugs, everything. So that's what I think where that sharp focus that we have is going to set us apart, is already setting us apart for our 25 paying customers. But I think for much more in the future, about how this is going to set it apart for them. And we are very glad about going inch wide, mile deep for our customers.
Quite interesting, very insightful as well. And
Thank you.
how does Bugasura handle security and privacy concerns related to bug tracking and issue management?
That's a good question. So we have our own security checks and compliances in place, to be able to. So the one that I demonstrated was a public tracker. There is also a private tracker. So that is available. Okay. The second thing is that there are options if you want to make even the public bugs private. Or let's say you have three enterprise customers. You want to give each enterprise customer a visibility to just their bugs but not to other enterprise customers bugs. It's possible right now, okay, because the way that we have given the configurability of Bagasura is that these things can be absolutely configured and made possible.
Wow, that's quite interesting.
Yes,
And
thank you.
could you share any success stories or testimonials from teams that have already used Bugasura to effectively manage their bug tracking process?
Absolutely. So, so again, talking about our, Web3, our recent Web3 customer, SocioMe. Um, so they were able to bring down their bug resolution time to one third as compared to the previous product that they were using. So this has been a big thing, because as I mentioned to you, right, our focus is on simplifying things and hence making it a lot more easier and visible for people to track and close bugs faster. So SocioMe is the simplest use case that I can tell is that they were able to bring down their what's it, bug resolution time to one third of what they were doing with other product that they were with. So that's the simple one liner that I can say there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, thank you.
I guess that's it from my side of questions. No other questions from the community as of now. If you'd
Great.
like to continue on something which you would like to discuss more about Bugasura, you're more than welcome to do so.
Well, I'm just happy about this opportunity. I know that people will end up watching it later as well, and I want to give foundership people, those who are live, and also those who are going to watch this video, okay, later, okay, a certain opportunity for you to use this product for an extended period of time. And so please do get in touch with me or with anyone from my team, and we'll be happy to support you. It's been incredible. It's been an incredible, it's a good time for me to share this with the foundership community, and I look forward to making this a lot more valuable for the Web3 community, and look forward to continue to support the foundership team for doing a brilliant job. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Pratik, for these words. It means a lot. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all for joining as well. If you have any other questions, do feel free to join the StreamYard link, or else you can post it on chat. We'll be online for 2 or 3 more minutes in case nothing else is posted.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, feel free to give your feedback, and also do join our community at Foundership for any latest updates on events, jobs, and other discussions. Glad to have you all on board.
Thank you a lot for hosting.
Great to have you on this insightful session and the live show of Web3 Tools, Pradeep. It's quite interesting to know about the initiatives of Bugasura in tracking the bugs, which generally irritate and annoy the people who are working towards the backend side of these kind of software products. And
Yes.
they have to spend hours and hours trying to find it, track it, and rectify these kinds of bugs. So it's a great initiative, and I would insist people in the Web3 community, in the Web3 world, and also
Yes.
other communities to start using Bugasura and also track your bugs in a quite efficient and effective way.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that compliment.
All right, I guess there are no other questions from the community. It was a great session, Pradeep.
Cool.
Thanks for your valuable insights.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to having you over our future LSWT sessions where you will be talking about potential new projects which you are working on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You all have
Thank
a
you.
good time and a
Yep.
good night. Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you.